This is the story of Kofi and Fiston, who live in different villages close to the Lomami National Park. Kofi lives in the village of Kindingo, and Fiston lives in the village of Barabara. I'm first going to tell you the story of Kofi. In Kofi's community, people like to eat bushmeat. Kofi is a good hunter, so he frequently goes to the forest to hunt. Kofi lives close to the Lomami National Park, but because the national park is protected, he is only allowed to hunt in the buffer zone and during open season. The buffer zone is an area where the local villagers are allowed to hunt, although only during the open season, which is between October and July. The buffer zone is delimited by the rivers Lomami, Luijo, and Ekumo. Beyond these rivers is the Lomami National Park, and nobody is allowed to hunt there. Hunting in the Lomami National Park or during close season is illegal and is punishable by law. This is the way that the Congolese decided to protect their forests. It is important to protect animals and forests. Wild animals help spread seeds so that trees can continue to grow and stay healthy. Trees produce the oxygen that we breathe. They also produce shade and help regulate rain so that it doesn't rain too much or too little. Having the right amount of rain for water is important so that plants can grow and feed all living beings, including wild animals and people. Water is also important for growing the crops where people grow their food. If the trees disappear, there won't be enough water and people won't have enough to drink and won't be able to grow food. Also, if we hunt all the animals in our forests, our children and our children's children won't have enough meat to eat. The Congolese government and the local villages decided to protect their forests by declaring parts of the Lomami forest as a national park. They also created a buffer zone and a closed hunting season to make sure that there would always be enough trees and animals for future generations. If Kofi or any other villagers hunt in the national park or during close season, they will be arrested, fined, and put in jail. Kofi doesn't respect the law and goes hunting in the national park. He also hunts during the close season, so he's frequently caught and put in jail by the authorities. Kofi also likes hunting and eating bonobos and other animals that are protected by law. Besides the laws related to the buffer zone and the open and closed seasons, there are laws that protect some animals that are very rare or special. Some animals like duikers and most guenons can be legally hunted but only in the buffer zone and during open season. It's never legal to hunt in the national park or during close season. But other animals like the black and white colobus, giant pangolin, bonobo, red colobus, lasula monkey, dryas, okapi, Congo peacock, and elephants can never be hunted. Even if in the buffer zone or during open season, it is always illegal to hunt these animals. If someone hunts these animals, they can be put in jail and be incarcerated for up to X years. When Kofi goes hunting, he kills many more animals than what him and his family or even the whole village of Kindingo needs. He also kills endangered animals like the bonobo and black and white colobus that he's not allowed to kill. Kofi also sells much of the bushmeat that he hunts to outside traders who then take it to other villagers and cities to sell for money. The village elders of Kindingo also allow outsiders to hunt in their community forest to take the bushmeat and sell it in other villages and cities. Because Kofi, other villagers from Kindingo and outsiders come to hunt in the buffer zone and national park and hunt many animals to sell commercially, there are now very few animals left in the forest. After some years have passed, there are hardly any animals left in the forest for Kofi, his family, and the rest of the villagers to eat. The outsiders who came to hunt in Kindingo are now rich because they sold the animals that belonged to the Kindingo forest. But now the people from Kindingo have nothing left to eat. Bonobos and other monkeys are very similar to humans, and we share many of the same diseases with them. Thus, getting in contact with blood, meat, or any other body tissue of a bonobo, chimpanzee, or gorilla can cause dangerous sicknesses to humans like Ebola or hepatitis. Kofi and the villagers of Kindingo hunted more than they needed so that they could sell in markets. They also allowed outsiders to hunt in their forests. So now, their forest is almost empty and Kofi, his children, and the rest of the villagers of Kindingo have a hard time finding meat to eat. Thus, Kofi's children are not well fed and sometimes are weak and hungry. Also, because they frequently hunted in the national park during close season and hunting illegal animals, Kofi has been put in jail several times. Finally, since Kofi and his family and the villagers of Kindingo frequently hunted and ate bonobos, some of them got sick and died. Now I'm going to tell you the story of Fiston. Fiston lives in Barabara. Fiston and the rest of the villagers living in Barabara also like to eat bushmeat. Since Fiston is a good hunter, he also goes frequently to the forest to hunt. Like Coffee, Fiston also lives close to the Lomami National Park. Because the national park is protected, Fiston is only allowed to hunt in the buffer zone and during open season. Fiston knows that it is important to protect parts of the forest so that there are many trees and animals for the future generations of Barabara. Fiston also knows that hunting in the national park is illegal, so he only hunts in the buffer zone when it's open season. When Fiston goes hunting, he kills only a few animals that him and his family need for food, and only those animals that are legal to hunt, like guenons and duikers. Fiston never hunts more than what him and his family need. Because of this, Fiston, his family, and the village of Barabara will always have bushmeat to hunt. Fiston refuses to sell meat to traders because he knows that if he starts hunting too much, there won't be any animals for his children. The elders of Barabara know that other people come to their forest to hunt bushmeat because those outsiders have hunted too much in their own forest and there is nothing left for them to eat there. The elders don't want their forest to be empty too, so they tell outsiders who come to hunt in the forest of Barabara and the Lomami National Park to leave. Because Fiston and other villagers from Barabara don't hunt in the national park, there are many animals there that researchers and tourists are interested in studying and watching. These projects sometimes create jobs for some of the villagers at Barabara. Fiston also learned from a development project how to build a fish pond. He saved some money and was able to build a fish pond for himself. With the pond, his family and friends were able to eat fish frequently without having to go out to hunt. He also sold fish to some other villagers. This allowed Fiston to make some money and help the village of Barabara have another source of protein besides bushmeat, especially during the close season. Fiston knows that it is against the law to kill bonobos and many other animals because they are protected species. Thus, Fiston, his family, and the villagers of Barabara do not hunt or eat these animals. Also, since they don't eat great apes and they don't get sick from the diseases that bonobos and other great apes carry, they are healthy. Fiston only killed animals that he needed for food, and the villagers of Barabara did not allow outsiders to hunt in their forest. Thanks to this, the Barabara forest is still full of animals, and Fiston, his children, and the rest of the villagers of Barabara have plenty to eat. Since Fiston never hunted in the national park during close season or killed illegal animals, Fiston was never put in jail. He was always free to be in his village, go hunting, and provide for his family. Fiston, his family, and the villagers of Kindingo are healthy because they never hunted nor ate great apes, so none of them got sick from the diseases that bonobos and other primates can carry. Coffee and the village of Kindingo are having a hard time because they hunted in their forest too much for commercial use and allowed outsiders to come in and hunt too many animals. Now they have no animals left to hunt and eat. Coffee has been put in jail several times because he's been caught hunting bonobos and other illegal animals, and Coffee's son died because he got sick from eating bonobo meat. Fiston and the village of Barabara are doing well because they didn't hunt commercially and didn't allow outsiders to come in and hunt in their forest, so they still have plenty of animals for themselves to hunt and eat. Fiston has never been put in jail because he's only hunted in the buffer zone and during open season. He also only hunts animals that are legal to hunt, like blue duikers. His family is healthy because they don't eat great apes, which can have diseases dangerous to humans.